You're with Clement Manyathela.
702.
So another story that I want us to pay close attention to is around the job for the next NDPP. We spoke about this a little bit on Friday, that there are some people that just simply are not taking the job. Right? They're out of the 32 candidates. I think there are about 6 that are not even shortlisted, but they're the 6 that just meet the minimum requirements. And guess who's one of the people that meet the minimum requirements? Well, it's the ousted Prosecutions head, Menzi Simelane. He has applied for the job of the National Director of Public Prosecutions, and this happens just weeks after the Johannesburg Society of Advocates launched a court application for him to be struck from the role. They believe that he was not fit and proper to serve as an advocate. I've got Advocate Myron Dewrance, who is the Vice-Chair of the Johannesburg Society of Advocates, joining us on the line. Advocate Dewrance, thank you for making time. Good morning.
Thank you, Clayson. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Let's start with what the Johannesburg Society of Advocates has decided around Menzi Simelane. When was the case lodged with you guys, and was it investigated, and when?
Yes, thank you, Clayson. You would recall that some years back that Advocate Simelane was, as you said, the former Director of Public Prosecutions and was former Director General of Justice. And he appeared before the Jindwala Commission, and certain adverse findings were made against him by the Commission. This subject matters of those allegations or findings by the Jindwala Commission subsequently made its way to the Constitutional Court when I think the Democratic Alliance challenged the fitness of Advocate Simelane to hold office. The Court or Constitutional Court, I think, confirmed those findings of the Commission, and as a result of those findings, the Johannesburg Society of Advocates instituted disciplinary proceedings against him. He was then found guilty of those allegations, of bringing the profession into disrepute and therefore of not fit and proper to hold office. He then appealed to the General Counsel of the Bar. That appeal was only finalized in 2023. The earliest that the General Counsel of the Bar found that they don't have jurisdiction in the matter, and it was referred back to Johannesburg Bar to deal with. The Johannesburg Bar, at its earliest convenience in 2023, then started deliberations on whether to proceed with the striking of application or not. There was a debate in the previous Bar Council, given the delay, and the previous Bar Council had decided that this is an issue, the issue of the delay is an issue for a court to decide, because ultimately a court decides whether the person is fit and proper to appear.
Help us understand the delay, though, Advocate, because my understanding is that, so when you say the matter was investigated, help us with the timeline. Is this in 2015?
Well, the delay we're talking about in the application is the delay to bring the application.
Yes, to court.
Yes.
I want us to start a little bit, though, with when were the findings, and then when was the decision to go to court?
Yes. The findings, if I'm correct, were sometime in 2017. In 2017, Advocate Simelane lodged an appeal with the General Counsel of the Bar on the guilty finding, and that appeal was only finalized in 2023. Then in the 2024 Bar Council, 2024-2025 Bar Council decided, re-engaged the facts of this matter and made a decision to approach court.
And when was court approached?
The affidavits were signed, I think it's this year, so it was earlier this year the application was launched.
Okay. So it's not that you waited and you saw that this man is applying to get the job back and be the head of the NPA, and then you resuscitated and went to lodge that application. So it happened way before that.
Yes. And so this is not personal or political, the decision of the Johannesburg Bar. It's about the serious findings already in the public domain, and the Bar's constitutional duty to consider whether they affect a practitioner's fitness to remain on the roll, and while doing so, it will ensure fairness and due process at every step.
Because he argues in court that, bringing these proceedings so late, the delay is just inexplicable and inexcusable.
Yes, I'm not going to comment on the merits of the delay because that's a matter currently before court. If you read the papers, a full explanation is given by the chairperson of the Bar Council. If you read the answering affidavit and the counter application by Advocate Simelane, you will also read his response. Now, I think so we do not want to prejudge the matter. It is a matter that is of serious concern in the public domain and which only a court of law can decide. We are mindful of the fact of the long delay, but we do have a constitutional and obligation and to bring these allegations and application to court for court to decide ultimately whether there's merit in it or not.
So my understanding is that he has been practicing in some way, in fact, throughout the years. And I suppose the question then around the delays is, like, when these matters are delayed for so long, I mean, there could be prejudices on other people by the very same person who probably, if really the Johannesburg Society of Advocates found that they've brought disrepute and they've not behaved in the manner that advocates are supposed to behave, should have been struck off the roll. But because of the delays, you've allowed someone to still practice for so many years and in the process may have prejudiced other people.
Yes, I think this is the delays. This is only one of, in the history that I know at the Bar, one of two matters.
Dalimpofu's one also took quite a bit.
Yeah, but this is completely different from those facts. So I gather and I hear what you say about the prejudice that other parties may suffer, but in this case, it's particularly different from, the Dalimpofu case, as you mentioned, or any other case. Here, the delay was caused by Advocate Simelane's own 2017 appeal, and the appeal was finalized in 2023. The reason why it was finalized in 2023, in the meantime, while this appeal was pending, the JSA could not proceed to court. And the reason why it took so long, according to the delay in prosecuting the appeal, was that at that stage the Legal Practice Act then came into operation, and there was uncertainty whether the Bar still retains the inherent power to strike someone from an advocate from the role, or whether that is with the Legal Practice Act. Subsequent cases came out that confirmed that the Bar still retains the disciplinary powers, and it does not solely vest in the LPC, Legal Practice Council. So once the appeal was finalized and jurisdiction was clarified, the Bar resumed the process of striking him off the roll.
Oh, okay. Advocate Myron Dewrance, thank you so much for speaking to us. He's the Vice Chair at the Johannesburg Society of Advocates.